Are you ready for another strategy model? I'm sharing several strategy models as well as some other really great specific stuff that you can apply to your business. You can roll into next year if it feels like a fit. But this is one more of those models, and it's a really fun one. It's the 3 lines of business, and it's a way to think about your model in terms of where are you getting your margin. And it's a great one when we want to figure out, are our clients leaving margin on the table? We have to look at your business. We have to look at your opportunities. We have to look at your offerings, but we also have to look at the marketplace around you and your competition. And are you really pushing the lines of business in the right direction and capturing the right amount of margin for your business? So that's what we're actually going to be showing you today with the lines of business here. So let's dive right in. And another way to think about the lines of business, we always use this example, is are you well positioned, or should you be positioning, moving towards positioning as a Ford or a Ferrari in your market, right? There's a great place to be either one of those, but we need to answer the question by taking some of the intangible things and helping us to quantify them in our marketplace. So the 3 lines are the cost to produce your goods or your services, the price point at which you sell of them, and then the perceived value of that good or service. So when we're talking about margin, brand strategy is all about margin in your business and finding and really capturing optimal margins. So it's storming here. We're hoping the power doesn't go out. That's that beep. But we're going to press on and move forward. So here's the margin. The margin is in between your cost to produce your goods and the price that you can pay. So really what we can move when we talk about the 3 lines of business is we can push. So we're going to push prices up, or we're going to push down cost to produce, or both. Those are really the lines that we can move. We can also move perceived value in terms of how we package our offering. And how we package offerings, how we create really great offerings is something that when we do strategy with clients really gets into the playbook and the execution part on the backside. So it's not something we're going to dive into here, but it's an incredible way to increase the perceived value, quality cues, the post-purchase side of the clock. All of those things get impacted by that. But let's look at what this looks like for some different examples. So right here, when we push that price up, you're looking at more of that Ferrari model, right? They may not be relevant to many, so they're narrow. They're not relevant to a large marketplace, but they're highly, highly relevant to the market that they are relevant to. And they have pushed their perceived value and their price that they are asking very, very high. So this is the margin model that they're looking at. So, or the other thing you can do is you can push that down. And if you push that down, what you're looking at is more of, if your price comes down, you're looking at a wide margin. This is more of your Walmart or your Ford version of how you're going to go to market. So are you going to be highly relevant to a large audience and be able to probably really put your cost of production down super low, but also be able to bring that price down low and capture more of the marketplace? So this is a great, super simplified introduction to this model, but something that you should really think about. You can push up the price, or you can really push down that cost to produce your goods or your service. And where are you well positioned? Or maybe looking at your marketplace, is there an opportunity in your marketplace to go a certain direction because nobody's there, nobody's really strong in a certain area? I recently was working with a client who was in a situation in a small geography. It was a very geography-based market that we were looking at. And it was becoming competitive because people were really they'd turned themselves into a commodity essentially, but they didn't have to be a commodity. There was a lot of things that they could do very simply without too much more investment that would actually raise their perceived value. And they were really well positioned because of some unique things about their business to be able to do that and make it really sustainable. And we're going to talk about sustainability when we talk about the 3 hurdles in another one of these modules in these videos that we're going to do. So you'll kind of see where that's relevant. And what they were able to do is they were able to actually hold their cost to produce where they had, but raise their perceived value and their price and really push those two lines of business up through the roof, and really able to say, we're only relevant to this market, but we are that Ferrari model. The service that we provide, the people that we're going to actually partner you with, we are going to be so best in class that we are a total different bracket. And they actually ended up with a really great oversubscribed situation where they actually had people on a waiting list, and they've never had that experience before. So finding the right situation for your company in your marketplace can be incredibly valuable. And you maybe don't have to change as many things as you think you do. It all really depends on all of those elements. So think about those three lines of business: your cost to produce, and your price, and your perceived value. What could you push up and what could you possibly push down? Once again, if you have questions about these models, make sure you reach out to me at jeannie@storybuilt.marketing, or even just give me a call, 720-441-7660. You can always just reply to me on an email or reach out to me anytime if you have questions.